Hello and welcome. Today we will discuss how bariatric surgery saves lives. For the talks in details, we have Dr. Sumeet Shah with us. Welcome to the show, doctor.
Thank you.
My first question is to you, what is bariatric surgery?
Bariatric surgery is a specialty which deals with the gastrointestinal operations which help to make those who are very obese, those who are significantly obese, and it helps them to make them slim. But that is just one part of the bariatric surgery, that people become slim. What bariatric surgery also does is that it resolves many of the complications that are associated with obesity, especially like diabetes mellitus. So if I would summarize, I can say bariatric surgery is a weight loss surgery, which is a type of a gastrointestinal operation meant for people who are significantly overweight.
How would a patient find out whether bariatric surgery is required? Is bariatric surgery better option than medication in some cases?
Well, I think it is pretty easy to find out if somebody who's overweight is to find out for him whether he is a candidate for bariatric surgery or not. I can make it complicated by telling you that if the patient is above this much body mass index, then that patient is a candidate, right? And there are accepted worldwide guidelines and there are Indian guidelines. So worldwide they say that if the body mass index, which is a formula which we calculate by weight in kilogram, which is divided by height in meter square. So if a person is weighing 150 kgs and his height is say 6 feet, say 180 centimeter, then 150 upon 1.8 into 1.8. So this is the body mass index. So everybody can calculate their own body mass index. And if internationally, if the BMI is more than 35 and the person has got some obesity related medical problem like diabetes, hypertension, or he snores a lot at the night, then they are candidates for bariatric surgery. If your body mass index is more than 40 and even if you don't have any medical problem, then the person is a candidate for weight loss surgery. To simplify it, I would say that you look at your height. What is your height? If your height is say 5 feet 6 inches, a common example I will give for the Indian person, 5 feet is 152 centimeters. So it's very simple to remember, and for every inch it is 2.5 centimeter. So 6 inches is like 15 centimeter. So 5 feet 6 inches is 152 plus 15, that is 167 centimeter. Calculate your height in centimeters and minus 100 from that. So a 167 centimeter person's ideal body weight is 67 kgs. If the person is weighing more than 30 kgs above his ideal body weight, more than 30 kgs. So somebody who is supposed to weigh 67 kgs is like 97 kilogram plus, then he is a candidate for bariatric or weight loss surgery.
How are the Indian patients different from the international patients? Since you have operated upon both the patients, please explain this thing in details.
The Indian patients are different because the Indian patients have a higher propensity to develop medical problems or complications related to obesity at a lesser amount of obesity compared to the Western population. We call ourselves as the thin fat Indians. Why are we the thin fat Indians? Because even in those people who are not very overweight in our population, the amount of fat content in their body is very high and the amount of muscle content is low. And this fat content which is deposited in the, especially in the abdominal fat, leads to insulin resistance, and insulin resistance leads to diabetes, and diabetes and blood pressure then lead to kidney failure, heart attacks, and so many other problems. So we have a propensity to develop complications at a body mass index which is lower compared to the Western population.
What are the risk implications of the surgery through anesthesia during the post surgery? And one more thing, how painful is this surgery is?
Well, I think over the years the anesthesia has become very safe. All these surgeries are carried out under full anesthesia, or what we call as the general anesthesia, which is the most controlled environment for the patient's body, because the breathing, the respiration, the blood pressure, everything is very closely monitored and is controlled by the doctors, the anesthetic team. So, it has become very safe. Also, because we do a lot of tests before we take up a patient for surgery to assess their fitness and all their body organs are working well or not. So, these patients have to undergo a detailed evaluation, they have to undergo a risk assessment, and we take care of all the factors that are there to make the surgery as safe as possible.
How many days the patient has to stay in the hospital and how much time does it take to fully recover?
Well, it is a gradual recovery. So, in the first week of the surgery or from the same next day after the surgery, the patient can expect to be doing his routine household activities, which is walking within the house, sitting up, going to the toilet. After 1 week, most patients are able to do their desk jobs easily. So, they can go, they can drive a car, they can do their routine office activities. After 2 weeks, they can start resuming their daily morning walks, and within 1 month, I would say 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon one patient to other, everybody's recovery may be little different, but one can expect to resume a completely normal life within 2 to 4 weeks time.
Is it related to age factor and body profile?
Well, age is important because of course, the younger people will recover faster, they have got more body reserve, they have got greater muscle strength, they have got the greater ability to recuperate after any kind of illness or surgery. So, the younger patients will recover faster, the older patients may take a little time, but as I said, within 4 weeks time, everybody will be doing all their routine normal activities.
How does the procedure carried out?
Well, the procedure is actually very interesting because this is a minimally invasive or laparoscopic surgery. The surgeons make small cuts on the abdomen, and these cuts, through these cuts we have long instruments which go inside. To look inside the abdomen, we just inflate the abdomen so that it bloats up, and then we put a telescope inside. To the telescope is attached a camera which can carry the picture inside on a large television monitor in front of the surgeon, and then he can look at the monitor and operate, and everything inside he can see a magnified view on the monitor. That is the way the surgery is carried out under full anesthesia. Typically, the surgery takes about 1 to 2 hours to complete.
How does it stop an obese from regaining the weight?
The most essential part of there are different types of bariatric surgeries, but one of the essential part of the surgical procedure is restriction on the amount of food that the patient can take. So, normally the food that we eat goes into the stomach. The stomach has got a capacity of about 1.5 liters. So, when the stomach is empty, we feel hungry, and then we eat till the time our stomach gives back signal to the brain that now it is full, you can't eat anymore. If we keep eating, we will start burping, and maybe at one stage we will start vomiting. So, the essential part of the surgery is that we reduce the size of the stomach and also in sometimes bypass the manner in which the food is going through the intestines. So, by this way we can reduce the hunger signal. The person feels as if he has had a full meal in a smaller quantity of food and does not feel the need to eat more. That is the mechanism in which the surgery works.
Doctor, would you like to share some of the interesting cases which may help in educating our viewers?
Oh, I can share so many. I think there are dozens of cases, interesting cases, and I think bariatric surgery is one field in which people come and tell us that we have had a rebirth. So, they are suffering so much. One of the cases I will tell you was a paraplegic patient. This was a young man of 33 years who met with a car accident and damaged his spine, and he was on a wheelchair. And when he met me, he was on a wheelchair for almost 5-7 years, and he kept on regaining weight because there was no physical activity. He could not control his diet beyond a point, and he was 133 kgs or something like that when he met me. It was very difficult for his family to take care of him, to get him out of the wheelchair onto the bed, and from the bed to the wheelchair, or to do his daily routine activities for which we don't even think twice, was a nightmare for the family. He had even developed on occasion some bed sores because of his sheer weight. And when we offered him bariatric surgery, he lost weight after getting the bariatric surgery done, and he lost almost 50 kilograms. So from 133 kgs he came down to 80 kgs, and then it was a complete change of life, because bound within the wheelchair he could now resume his complete life, walk around with crutches, his movement became easier, everything, his life totally changed.
At the end, would you like to share feedback of your patients on whom you have performed surgery?
It is very heartwarming. So, some people can say that you have completely changed our lives, this is a new birth for us, we could never believe that this was possible. Most people say that we were too scared, and we don't know why we were too scared. So, one of the positives of being in the medical profession is that people are thankful to you for the good that you have tried to do for them, and many of them give lot of positive feedback. We have lot of support group meetings. So, lot of people who have been operated, actually they come together, they talk to each other, they talk about problems. We call some of the prospective patients also who are little apprehensive to get this procedure done, and you have to be in a support group meeting to believe it, because the operated patients don't let us talk. They will tell the prospective patients so many positive things that it is really amazing. It changes their lives.
This was Dr. Sumeet Shah speaking to us on the different aspects of bariatric surgery. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy and take care.